Well, pre-algebra, we are here. Our last distance learning video, last lesson of pre-algebra. So I do want to say it has been a joy to have all of you, and I look forward to next August when we will all, God willing, be together. I'll have you in Algebra 1, those of you who are coming back. Those of you who aren't, please come by and say hello and visit from time to time, but I think most of you will be back, and I'm so thankful that I'll have another year with you guys to make up for this lost quarter. Anyway, it wasn't lost. You guys have worked hard, and I'm so proud of you. So the last lesson, 105, we're going to talk about the other things we'll get to next year. I'm confident that we'll be fine. You will be bringing your books back pretty soon. Please make sure they're cleaned. Please make sure that they are erased. I don't want to waste my summer having to erase 55 books. So please, if everybody does their share, it won't be hard on me. So erase those books. When you do come back, if you have some old ratty pencils in your locker, if you have some composition books that you were throwing away anyway that have some extra paper, please leave them by my door if I'm not here. I will go through them, keep the paper for next year. It's always good to have a stack for when people forget things. So anyway, that's your duty. But today we will talk about compound average and rate problems. So what we do on this is, like this first example, this guy's buying 200 shares of stock at $54 each, and then he's buying 100 shares of a different kind at $60, and he wants to know his average overall. Okay, so what you do, you multiply the 200 by 54 and get what he paid for, the first stock, and then 100 times 60 and get what he paid for the second group. Then you add your total money, okay, and then your total shares and divide them, okay? So I'll take this total, divide by 300, and of course you can use your calculators. But then the answer, the overall average, according to the book, is $56 overall. Okay? So you've multiplied, added, and divided out to get your overall average. All right? Let's look at example 2. I'm now on page 698. Good grief, we're almost to 700. All right, example 2. It says that after 3 games of bowling, Gabe's average score was 88. So he has 3 games at 88, so his total points are 264. Okay? Now, what score would he need to average in his next 2 games to raise his average to 90? So we want to know that he wants an average of 90 in 5 games. He needs a total of 450 points, doesn't he? And this is a really good problem that you could turn around for, like, what grade do I need to get on the next test to have an A average, right? So you would multiply 90 by how many tests you have, and then see what you have so far, and subtract and divide it out. It's the same type of idea. So he wants to have an average of 90 in 5 games. So he needs a total of 450. He already has an average of 88 in 3 games. So this is what he has at this point. So what we would need to do then is subtract these 2, all right? And we're going to get 186. And then what we do is divide this over 2 more games, okay? So we'd be dividing this by 2. So he needs 93 average in both games to bump his overall average in 5 games to 90. Okay, if you didn't quite get it, maybe go back through, look at the example in the book, and hopefully it'll be fine. All right, if not, you FaceTime with me, okay? All right, example 3, last one. And this one says that because of the heavy traffic, the 120-mile trip to San Diego took 3 hours. The traffic was lighter on the return trip, which took 2 hours. So find the average speed for each trip and for the round trip, okay? So going there, we have 120 miles getting divided up into 3 hours. So his average on this trip was 40, right, miles per hour. On the way back, that same distance was covered in 2 hours, okay? So this one is going to be 60 miles per hour. So what we would want to do then is add up the 120 and 120, so 240 miles there and back, okay? We're dividing by the number of hours, so by 5, okay? And when we do that, we're going to get 48 miles per hour, okay? So that's the overall average under these conditions. All right, so you are ready to do the last practice problems of pre-algebra. So A, B, and C. All right, so for the first one, the guy worked for $12 an hour painting, 10 hours, so he made $120. Then he helped a carpenter for $15 an hour. He did that 20 hours, and he earned this much. So what's his overall average amount of money he made per hour? I would add the two amounts of money, add all the hours he worked, okay, and that's going to be 30. And then 30 into 420 is 14, okay? All right, then the next one says that Caitlin has a 4-game average of 87. So 87 times 4 is 348. She wants to have an average in 6 games of 90. So 90 times 6 is 540. This is what she wants. She has this. So I subtract. And then she has 2 more games to play, so her average needs to be 96 in both games to raise her overall average to 90. All right, and then lastly, Sonia covered 30 kilometers for the fundraiser. She jogged the first 15 kilometers in 2 hours. So her jogging rate was 7.5 kilometers per hour. All right, she walked the way back, okay? So 15 divided by 3 is 5 kilometers per hour. So she traveled 30 kilometers. It took her 5 hours. So her overall average is 6 kilometers per hour. So again, proceed to RenWeb for your last homework assignment of pre-algebra. Have a wonderful afternoon. Make sure you call me after you take your test, your practice test, if you have any troubles, so that we can go over them and you can do really well on the last test of pre-algebra. God bless you all. I love you, and take care. Keep in touch. We'll see you in August, God willing.